Our current bills are around $1,200 a month. That includes mortgage, utilities, gas, food, internet, cell phone, everything. Now, my current mortgage is only $580, and that includes the house, insurance, and taxes. It's a nice house. It's not a rinky-dink house. It is about, when I bought it, it was 1,200 square feet with a full unfinished 1,200 square foot basement, and it's on a little over an acre. I bought it as a foreclosure and got an FHA renovation loan on it. There did need to be a lot of work done to it. It was about a 30-year-old house, and the people who owned it previously had started several renovation projects, but they were not nearly complete. So over the past few years, I have renovated the upstairs, and we are almost done renovating the basement, or completely finishing the basement. So when I sell the house, it'll be 2,400 square feet finished on an acre. So because I paid so little for the house, and I haven't spent too much money on renovations because I've done it all myself, I should have a nice equity on the house. The house that I will be building, the budget is $50,000, and I should have enough equity in the house that I sell to be able to build that without a mortgage. So without the mortgage, I will be able to cut my bills to only $700 a month, and I'm going to break down what those bills will be. I will still have to pay homeowners insurance and taxes, and I've estimated those to be about $60 a month. My utilities, because it's a smaller house, should only be $100 a month. Car insurance and life insurance is $110 a month. My internet is $65 a month. My cell phone is $45 a month. Gas is $40. Food is about $240, and in the summer it's less because we have a garden, and we are able to eat out of the garden a lot. And then miscellaneous expenses are $40 a month, and that's like toiletries and Netflix. And that total is $700 a month. Some of the things I do not have. I do not have any consumer debt. I have no credit cards. The only debt currently is my mortgage, which I'm about to get rid of, and I do have a small student loan. I'm still in school, so I'm not having to pay that off yet. I have no car payment. I own my car. I paid it off about 4 years ago. I don't have cable. We only have Netflix. That's our only form of entertainment. And then the internet. We got rid of cable about 3 years ago and have not missed it at all. There are other minor expenses that I have throughout the year. I have to get my oil changed, and I have to buy my kids clothing, and I homeschool my kids, so we have to buy curriculum every year. And then there's other little emergencies that might come up that I need to buy. So I do have money in savings, and I also, on my tax return that I get back every year, I put that in a savings account, and I use little bits of that throughout the year to pay for all these extras. But these extras only total a few $100s a year. You're going to want to start with a monthly budget. Write down exactly how much you spend every month on everything, including going out to eat, if you make a stop at the convenience store to pick up a Pepsi, Just every little thing that you buy, write it down. And when you first do this, the first few months, you're going to be taken aback at how much money you actually spend and you don't realize it. Especially eating out. That is a big one that I don't think people realize how much money they actually spend stopping by fast food or going to restaurants. It is much, much cheaper to buy food at the grocery store and prepare it yourself. And you don't have to spend a ton of time doing that. You can prepare really simple meals. Each month you do a budget. You're going to get better and better at it, and you're going to be able to cut more and more things every month. It probably took me a year to get on a good budget. Next thing is paying off debt. If you have credit cards or any other type of consumer debt, that takes a huge chunk out of your monthly money. Because I don't have any credit card payments or any other debt that I'm having to pay off every month, it's really freed up a lot of my money. Now, why do you want to cut your bills so low and live so frugally? When you are spending money, you're ultimately spending your time. So everything you purchase, think of it as how many hours is that I had to work to buy that product. If you're paying $120 a month for cable, how much time does that equal? How much time are you having to spend at work just to pay for that? And do the math on it. How much do you make per hour? And divide that into the amount of your cable bill, and then that will bring you how many hours every month you're working just to pay for cable. And then think about if that's really worth it. Or could you be better spending your time doing something that brings you more happiness? If your bills were only $700 a month, how much more free time would you have, and what would you do with that time? Would you even have to go to work? Or could you make $700 a month doing something that you love? Our society has become very materialistic, and we think that we need to buy all of these things to be happy, and that is just not true. When we stop focusing on material possessions, we can really start focusing on time and how we spend our time. And when you're not buying a bunch of things that you don't need, you have the time to pursue the things that you're really interested in and that make you happy. So because I'm not having to work 40 hours a week, we are able to spend more time together as a family. We love to go hiking once a week. We jump in the car and we live about 45 minutes from the Smoky Mountains, and we get to go hiking. I'm also able to homeschool my kids. Public school was not something that I was impressed with, and I decided that it was in my kids' best interest to pull them out of public school and homeschool them. And a lot of single parents don't think that that's possible because they have to provide financially for their family. If you are interested in lowering your bills, first I would highly recommend reading Dave Ramsey's Total Money Makeover. I started on this financial journey about 6 years ago is when I first read his book, and he offers a ton of simple advice on easy financial planning. When I first started college, I read Walden by Henry David Thoreau, and it was a life-changing book. It's just some books you read and they just completely change your life. And after reading that book, I really looked at the world in a different perspective, and a lot of the things that I do in my life and the way that I live my life is based off of that book. So if you haven't read the book yet, I would recommend reading it, or it's also available as an audiobook. If you want to stay updated on the progress of our new home, please subscribe. And if you have any questions or comments, please post below.